Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button.
You know what's crazy? The New York Mets just traded away two of their top prospects to get Freddy Peralta, and somehow their farm system is still ranked above average. That's not supposed to happen. When you ship out top 100 guys, your system usually takes a massive hit. But not the Mets. They've been absolutely crushing it with their draft picks, and their pitching development has been on another level these past couple years. Let's talk about the guy sitting at number 1 in their system right now, Nolan McLean. This dude's story is absolutely wild. Picture this. You're at Oklahoma State, and you're primarily a third baseman. You're playing 52 games at third, another 10 in the outfield, and oh yeah, you throw a few innings out of the bullpen when the team needs you. That's McLean. The Orioles draft him in the 3rd round in 2022, but then something comes up in his medical evaluation and they completely walk away. They don't even make him an offer. Instead, they take that money and sign some other guy who's now hitting barely above the Mendoza line in Double-A. So McLean goes back to college, pitches another 30 innings with decent stuff but worse numbers, and the Mets take a chance on him in the 3rd round again. Here's where it gets interesting. After turning pro, this guy made more starts in April 2024 alone than he did in 3 entire years at Oklahoma State. The Mets saw something special, and they developed the hell out of it. What's he working with now? 6 pitches. 6. He's got a fastball that rides up at the top of the zone, a sweeper with bigger break than what he had in college, a curveball that breaks in 2 planes, and a changeup that just tumbles. He barely had to use that changeup in the majors because everything else was working so well. The guy's an elite athlete, which makes sense when you remember he used to play third base, and his ability to adjust has been off the charts. He's only thrown 332 total innings in 5 years of professional baseball. That's nothing. Most of that came in the last 2 seasons. The command isn't quite elite yet, but that's the only thing separating him from being a true ace. With more reps, more experience, another 200 innings under his belt, he could be a legitimate number 1 starter. Right now, his floor is a solid number 3 guy in any rotation. Carson Benge comes in at number 2. The Mets grabbed him in the 1st round of 2024 out of Oklahoma State, where he was doing the two-way thing. Smart move by everyone involved to have him give up pitching. This kid is a pure athlete with crazy quick hands and way more power than his 15 home runs would suggest. There was one small issue early on. He was rolling his front ankle at the plate, which was messing up his whole swing. Once he fixed that, the power started showing up more and more as the season progressed. His swing can get a little complicated. The way he strides and lands, sometimes he has to make this huge adjustment to get the barrel into the zone, which causes him to fly open. When he cleaned up that front ankle issue between April and June, everything got smoother. He could pull the ball without overexerting himself, and he's got easy plus power to his pull side. His pitch recognition is way more advanced than you'd expect, though he gets way too aggressive with 2 strikes. That's something to work on. Defensively, he's in center field right now and could end up being above average there. At worst, he's a plus defender in right with an absolute cannon of an arm. This guy used to throw mid-90s when he pitched in relief. Even if he never becomes a superstar, you're looking at a legitimate everyday outfielder with power and defense. Number 3 is Jonah Tong, and his major league debut was rough, really rough. But let's put that in context. They called him up after he'd thrown just 9 innings above Class A coming into 2025. That's aggressive. Beyond that one bad showing, his season was incredible. The guy led all of minor league baseball with 179 strikeouts, all of it. That's because of his super high arm slot and ridiculous extension. His fastball sits 94 to 96 but gets almost 20 inches of induced vertical break. Hitters generated a 36% whiff rate against that pitch in the minors. Pair that with a changeup that doesn't move a ton on its own but plays up huge because hitters can't tell it apart from the fastball, and you've got a lethal combination. He's very north-south with his pitches, which is typical for over-the-top guys. Uses a downward breaking curveball, but the Mets are working on developing a slider or sweeper to give him some lateral movement. Make hitters think in 4 directions instead of 2. His control has gotten so much better. He walked 22% of batters in 2023 when he was throwing 90 to 92, then cut that to just over 10% last year while his velocity jumped. Most over-the-top guys like this end up in the bullpen. Tong's different. His stuff is elite, he gets both righties and lefties out, and he's shown he can adjust to anything you throw at him. He should be a mid-rotation guy at minimum, maybe a number 2 if he can develop that breaking ball. A.J. Ewing sits at number 4. The Mets took him in the 4th round in 2023, and his first full season in 2024 wasn't great, but he came back in 2025 stronger, and his defense in center field kept improving. By the end of the year, he'd played at 3 different levels and put up a composite line of 3.5, 4.011, 4.29 with 70 steals in 81 attempts. That's elite speed. He's a contact guy without a lot of home run power right now. Has more bat speed and strength than the numbers show, he just doesn't have the loft in his swing. That's a small tweak that could unlock more power down the line. Even without it, he's a 4-tool player who can hit, play, plus defense in center, and wreak havoc on the bases. If he never hits more than 8 to 10 homers a year, he's still an everyday center fielder. And if he does figure out how to lift the ball more, he could become something special. Elian Pena was their big international signing last January, and he probably gave the Mets a heart attack when he started his career 0 for 26, got his first hit in his 10th professional game. From that point through the end of the Dominican Summer League season, he hit .342, 460, 618, and tied for 3rd in the league in home runs. He swings hard and already has legitimate power on a compact filled-out frame, played shortstop and second base, though he projects more as a second baseman. His summer performance was fantastic, but it's still just 1 season in rookie ball. Mitch Voigt was their first pick in 2025 out of Michigan, second baseman with incredible contact rates who walked more than he struck out in his draft year, plus runner with average power from excellent bat speed. The Mets moved him around the infield in his pro debut, but second base is where he projects best. Could be a plus defender there, which might eliminate any thoughts of moving him to center. He was also a pitcher until blowing out his elbow in 2024. Projects as an average regular at second, potentially above average if the glove plays up. Zach Thornton has outstanding command of 6 pitches with great feel for spinning the ball, though his fastball only sits 92 to 93. He was limited to just over 72 innings last year because of an oblique strain, but walked only 11 batters in that span. That's elite control. He comes from a high 3/4 slot and uses his cutter as his best weapon against righties. With his current velocity, he's probably more of a back-end starter, but his command and competitive nature could help him pitch above his stuff. Ryan Clifford crushed 29 homers last year between AA and AAA, mostly against righties. His defense in the outfield took a huge step forward to where he could legitimately play right or left in the majors. Has power to all fields, but with a very pull-oriented approach. Hit .247, .379, 497 against righties with 75 walks, but struggled against lefties. Pair him with a right-handed platoon partner, and you could get 30-plus homers and 80-plus walks from the combination. Jacob Reimer makes tons of hard contact and is a hitter first. Mostly plays third base now, but projects better at first defensively. The crazy thing is, he hits with almost no hand load, which makes his 17 homers in 122 games even more impressive. Had his first healthy full season in 2025 and put up a .282, .379, 491 line across high A and AA. Could be a solid regular at first or a slightly better one at third, though there are questions about his power translating to the majors. Finally, Nick Morabito. This guy plays like his hair is literally on fire. Super aggressive at the plate with bat speed, but too much soft contact. Same way in the field, making highlight plays but sometimes overrunning routine balls. He's a 70 runner who stole 49 bases in 60 attempts last year, went off in the Arizona Fall League, showing more patience and topping out at over 111 miles per hour exit velocity. He's a fourth outfielder unless he can either tap into more power or settle down defensively to become a legitimate plus defender. The Mets system is loaded with upside, and that pitching development keeps churning out quality arms. Even after trading away top talent, they're positioned to compete now while keeping the pipeline full for the future.